It's round 14 in the AFL Sydney competition. It's Campbelltown versus Western Suburbs out here at Monarch Oval, and a beautiful day here in Sydney town for this clash. These two teams are just outside the finals, of probably Western Suburbs the only one with a chance to really push their name into the final five, and they need other results to go their way for that to happen. But either way, these two teams on paper look very similarly matched, and it should be a good contest out here at Monarch Oval this afternoon. So we're just about to get underway. A lot of changes to the Western Suburbs side. We'll go through some of those as the day goes through. But should be, as I say, a very good contest this afternoon here at Monarch Oval. And it's the Blues who take the ball out of the centre. Oh, they just fumble it across. And just out the back door, handball goes astray. Green it was there, they just couldn't get it in. In the end, they get it clear through Parika. And they go up the far side. A very large ground here at Monarch Oval. So we just try and get that second camera up at the moment. And a good fired in there. And it'll be Campbelltown who have the first shot on goal in this clash. Speaking with the Western Suburbs coach prior to the game, as he mentioned, there was 12 changes to the Western Suburbs team this afternoon. So a lot of inexperience in the side, I suppose. Some players coming back in. But in the end, it'll be a big test for this Western Suburbs side. That shot just offline, and a minor score, the first score here at Monarch Oval. Still deep in the forward line for the Blues. This one wrapped up, just trying to get the ball out. Western Suburbs turning back on side there. That was Vella, I think, up there wearing the number 6. And Western Suburbs, the kick coming out from McGrath, but chopped off at centre half forward there by Linson. David Linson goes back, goes long, looking for a mark inside 50, comes off hands, falls to the bottom of the pack. Coming through there was, I think it's Green that's pushed forward there. No, in fact, yes, it is Paul Green who's pushed forward there, and he's got a goal to his name. So the first on the board for the Campbelltown Blues. And we're underway here at Monarch. And Campbelltown, well, they lead by 7 points early in this first quarter. As you said, very big ground here at Monarch Oval. A big test for any team coming down here to take on the Blues. And the home side get the first on the board. We're back in the centre. Cameron Gordon in the ruck for the Blues. He's going up against Lambert. Expect those two to do most of the ruck work this afternoon. Green in there again. He's been lively in the early stages of this game. Likes to go and get the ball on this occasion. Umpire will have a close look and we'll have a ball up. Three minutes into this game, it's Campbelltown with the goal and the behind on the board. In there, plenty of blue jumpers around this one. The ball comes out, goes to Sherwood. He's wrapped up, able to get the handball away. They come back in. Green, he's had about 3 or 4 possessions already. Now Parika wants to have a look, goes inside, has to beat 3, not good enough to do that. Puts the handball up and creates a turnover. Now Western Suburbs on the rebound. What can they do? Coming out is Sands, Levi Sands. And now they give it away. Hard coming down this end of the ground. And a kick in forward, and there's the mark taken inside 50. It's Walford, Kyle Walford. He goes forward again. In fact, the kick's a bad one, and it's landed in the arms of Cameron Gordon, the ruckman, just pushing back into the defensive half. Mahini. Now through the arms of Joinson. They go forward again. Players on their own. Sherwood had a ton of space there and still does. Decides to run. Not quick enough there, and he's got himself into a lot of trouble. And this will be interesting to see what the umpire calls here. Although the ball has changed hands, so a ball up, much to the dismay of Hudson. The ball up with the result. Gordon brings this one down, although it falls in the hands of the Western Suburbs players. They go forward again inside 50, and Walford's taken another one. So already he's looked dangerous and going to be a handful for Mahina. The kick, another one has just come off the boot like a wet fish, and they push out again. Eto runs onto this one. A promising young footballer is Taron Eto. On this occasion the turnover comes, and they've found a target now going forward. Western Suburbs, Pearson goes wide. Hudson, I don't know what he's claiming there, he wanted something. Stalwart of the Western Suburbs Football Club, Stephen Hudson. And inside they go again, and once again, another mark inside 50. Big test. True 50-metre arcs here at at Monarch Oval. This one comes off. It's got the distance. Has it got the accuracy? It does. And the Western Suburbs get themselves on the board off the boot of Marcus Linson. So back square now, essentially. Green with 1 goal for Campbelltown. And sorry, take that back. Check who kicked that one for Western Suburbs. Marcus Linson. Back in the middle, and it'll be Gordon up against Lambert, and it's Campbelltown who come out of this one, but playing in front there was Romanis, and he chops it off. Hudson now looks inside. Got Linson. He loads up, wants to go long, does so. 2 players on the lead, just drops in front of them, drops over the back of the pack. Pushing back there is Van Lunen for the Blues. And so is, looks like Harper there, but Mahina gets it on the boot. Unfortunately, out of bounds on the full. And Hudson swoops on this one. Too far out to score. Looks inside, got plenty of white jumpers there. Oh, almost coughed it up there, Linson, but he gets a second chance at it, and he'll have another shot on goal. About the same distance. So we know he can make the journey. It's just a matter of accuracy. Looks now to pass off, and he does so, and it's a good kick and good work by Elliot Harper. And he now will have a shot slightly better, slightly more acute angle. But a very kickable goal. Harper. Comes off. It's not a great kick, but it's got enough on it, and it just gets through. So another one on the board to Western Suburbs off the boot of Elliot Harper. So some good work there by Western Suburbs, pushing that one forward. Hudson with the kick in from the out of bounds on the full. And Linson taking the opportunity to just pass off. Harper finished off for the Magpies. 8.5 minutes played, first quarter. The Magpies by 5. Lambert and Gordon go at it again. Gordon seems to have the height advantage. Lambert certainly the strength in the body. And umpire sent a free kick here. It'll go to Eto. And he'll just palm off. They've worked that well. Linson, David for Campbelltown. And they've worked this well again. Off the boot of Joinson, just over the head there of Penny. And Western Suburbs just a little bit of let off. They looked good going forward, Campbelltown. The kick out finds, it's O'Neill. O'Neill tries to get around his opponent, has to just put a scrubby kick on. It's a good one though. Certainly gave some distance. Running back there, good pick up. That was Zoppo. Another tackle by Harper. Gordon in there for the Blues. He lays the tackle. Short little kick coming across. Opens up a little bit of space. Edo now. Good pick up. Turns back. Doesn't have a lot on offer. Has to go short. And it's good enough. They've come back inside. Now with Johnson. Wants to go inside 50. Parika there just with a nice little one-handed. Just works it around the back of the play. And runs on. Goes inside now. Looking for Withers. Over his head. And there's plenty of white jumpers there. One in the form of Sands. And he goes short, getting them out of defence. Had the opportunity there, did the Blues. In fact, there's a free kick here, 50-metre penalty paid to Western Suburbs, so that really hurts the Blues forward thrust. It's in the arms of Leah. Leah goes inside 50 to a contest. Gordon does well to bring that one to ground. Then batters up with the kick. Oh, the umpire's seen that as too high. Marginal on that one at best. But the result is Pearson plays on. Wants to get himself a little bit of extra space. Has the kick, puts it on the goal, and it's straight through the middle. So well played by Pearson. He gets another one on the board for Western Suburbs. They go out to 11-point margin. Free kick was marginal at best, as I said. And Pearson just capitalised on his opportunity. And they put the third on the board for the Maggies. 11 minutes played, first quarter here at Monarch Oval. Magpies by 11 points. Hudson and Linson. Now that'll be a good contest this afternoon. Just off the back of the pack, you can see there. Former teammates, I believe, as well at Western Suburbs. There they are going at it. This time Linson in there burrowing through, but Western Suburbs get that off the deck, just pushing it forward. Now, good work there in the form of Elliot Harper. He's been good early, and a good show by Mum. Brenton Mum goes inside looking for a target, but well worked there from Matty Edwins, and he just moves it on quickly, goes through the middle. Edwins playing a bit in the defensive half at the moment. Gordon, nice little tap over, gets the ball clear. Just working onto it is Green, couldn't pick it up, comes back, now in the arms of Penny. Penny goes off the left boot looking for Withers, good enough to get it back, and he spotted up, got the handball as well. This one, the kicks, it's just a very poor kick into forward 50, and it's Matty Lemmy who gets it and just relieves a little bit of pressure. Now with Pearson, the goal kicker. Happy to go horizontally to try and open up a bit of space, are Western Suburbs. They've worked this well. Want to get it on quickly. Got a player in space in the form of Sands, and Sands finds another player. So running a bit of space at the moment are the Western Suburbs Magpies. That kick's come off the boot awkwardly. Parika now on the rebound. Mahina linking up well, but the kick once again ordinary going into the forward 50. Really gave Kershaw no chance at that one. Late inclusion, Shannon Kershaw into the Campbelltown side. They go forward again, the Magpies. Bring this one forward, which is a good option. Had two players at the bottom of the pack. Getting the handballs on well. Now they're inside 50. Got some space here. Does Walford. Tries to knock it over his head, but just couldn't get enough purchase on the ball. And it goes out of bounds for a boundary throw in. So a good start by the Magpies. Campbelltown got the first of the afternoon. But since then, it's been 3 straight to the Western Suburbs boys. Doing the ruck work on this occasion, Parika does well, gets it down to Edo. Edo now just works his way through a bit of traffic, puts it up in front of Mahina, but also there is Joinson. He gets it on quickly, just didn't have enough time to look up. He does well to just pat in front of himself. Under pressure does Joinson. Could have got the free kick for a trip there. Umpire didn't say it. And a good result probably for the Campbelltown Blues there. Joinson had 3 players on him. He was able to lock it in. And now they bought a little bit of time. Get some more players around the ball. Gordon, this occasion, doesn't go up in the ruck. And worked out all right. Good tackle applied by Penny. And now Green. He drives them forward again. Just trying to find that forward target at the moment. Western Suburbs look like they might be playing an extra man, but this one's turned over. They've got an opportunity now, but coughed up. Just white jumpers, and that's Green, the live wire. Green throws it on the boot. There's been a whistle, and it's coming back. It's against Campbelltown, so what potentially was... In fact, the umpires are just conferring now. I think the goal will stand. I think he was pointing downfield rather than pointing against. We'll just see what happens here. Looks like the goal will stand. It'll be a goal to Campbelltown off the boot of Green. Bit of confusion, but in the end, Campbelltown get another one on the board, and they reduce the margin now to 5 points. Didn't see what it was. Must have been a indiscretion after the ball was clear. It was a bit confusing. The umpire was obviously signalling downfield rather than his arm out for a Western Suburbs kick. But in the end, Green gets his second. He's kicked both goals for the Blues this afternoon so far. In the middle again, Gordon now. Can they get another one on the back of the Green goal? They push forward again. Nice hands there. Brought it in well. There was Linson. Stuck the big right mid out, and then he finds Edwins. Now this is not beyond Edwins. He will pass off now. He's got Withers just over his head. Just couldn't bring it down. Unhappy about it too. And now Western Suburbs are out. And they're in the arms of James Newbury. Newbury now looking for Harper. Just got a little bit lazy on it. And should have taken it on the chest. Gordon now runs away with it. They can go inside. Withers is just getting burnt each time. Another one over his head. He won't be happy with that. And now Lemmy didn't have anything to go to. Then comes back to Hudson. They've just tread a bit of water here at the moment, the Magpies. Rorig. So a few opportunities for the Campbelltown Blues gone begging already this afternoon. And you'd think if they were going to be pushing for this game, they'll need to take every opportunity they've got. Good work there from 23, that's Zoppo. And now they've moved it forward again. So if this turns into a Western Suburbs goal, it'll be very dangerous. In the end, it's just trickled over the boundary line, and we'll have a boundary throw in. 17.5 minutes played. 2-1 plays 3 straight. Margin 5 points in favour of the Western Suburbs Magpies. Already the big ground here at Monarch Oval offering plenty of space to run. It'll be interesting to see who can run the game out. Of course, Campbelltown playing on their home deck. Should be used to the space. Western Suburbs, good pick up there from O'Neill. Just throws on the left boot and he slotted it through the middle. So a great snap there from O'Neill. The back of the pack. And he gets another one on the board for Western Suburbs. Justin O'Neill. 4 straight to Western Suburbs at the moment. Good kicking. Work our way back to the middle. Western Suburbs by 11 points. Just approaching the 19-minute mark of the first. Withers now moves into the ruck for Campbelltown. That'll give him a little bit of grunt through the middle. Gets his hands on this one nicely down to Edwins, so straight away pays dividends. Edwins now throws on the right boot, looking forward. Oh, and a good grab there. So that's exactly what the Campbelltown Blues want. Straight from the middle, Matthew Withers, Edwins. Now to Yakimov. He dishes off and back to Edwins, so they're doing it all themselves. And Edwins, well, he'll go back. Does like a goal, Matthew Edwins. Played a bit of NEFL football last year, but finds himself back at the alma mater here at Campbelltown this year. Nice lean back. Umpire does a little bit of work, but as good as you like, Matty Edwins has put it through the middle. So exactly what Campbelltown had needed. And they get another on the board. Margin back to 5. It was perfect football there by the Blues. Withers, nice little touch down to the running Edwins. He passed off to Yakimov and kept running. And in the end got it back and slotted the goal. Into time on here, first quarter. It's the Magpies by 5. Withers again. And interestingly, no one standing next to Edwins. This one bounce doesn't favour the Blues. Just pushing through there was Mum, trying to get it forward. Snatched out of the pack, and now Western Suburbs are on the run. Ball comes out. Trying to run onto that was McGrath. Couldn't do so. Parika doing the mopping up, and now they've got some space. Linson looks up. Got Kershaw, I think it is, out there. No, it's not. It's good work there to stop the forward run of the Magpies. It is Kershaw sporting the short hair. Has been a while since we've seen the Campbelltown Blues on the match of the week. Saw a very nasty incident a couple of years back involving Shannon Kershaw on this ground. And here they go, Campbelltown. It's in the arms of Matthew Withers. Withers now just wants to chip off, does so. The kick comes just off the chest of Linson there. Hands it back to Withers. Has to kick under pressure, and well, he's eaten that pressure up. It's gone straight through the middle. Fantastic kick under pressure, and Withers gets his first of the afternoon, and they get the lead back, the Blues. So it was interesting. He initially did do the dish off Withers. Certainly wasn't beyond him the goal, but able to support and finished off with the major. We go back a few years with Shannon Kershaw, a broken leg at this ground, which was very unsightly at the time. But good to see him back out on the deck, playing some good football down here for the Campbelltown Blues. 22 and a half played first quarter. Campbelltown have struggled the lead back. They lead by 1 point. It's been a good quarter, ebbed and flowed. Campbelltown got the first of the afternoon. Western Suburbs kicked the next 3, and it's been a bit of a struggle since then for both sides. Out they come, Western Suburbs of the middle. Drives it forward, got a number at the back of the pack there. In there was Harper, and his kick's offline. Just the minor score, just to even up the scores in the shadows of quarter time. And he goes short, finds Sherwood. He's got numbers sideways, so now Campbelltown not scared to go laterally. Somerville. Players come at him now, but they're a long way away, so he has to kick to a contest. Good work by Mahina just to put the arms on that, and it falls into the hands of Joinson. He's been good on this far side this afternoon. Most of the football so far being played on the far side of Monarch Oval. Showing no respect to the supporters here. We're a very long way away from the football. A boundary throw in. Withers in the ruck. going up against Zoppo. This one to the advantage of Western Suburbs. Van Lunen threw the arm out, didn't get his body behind it, and as such the turnover. Sherwood throws it on the boot. Comes off hands now with Edo, just tried to sell it before he had it, and ball spills free. He does well to get it out there eventually. They're just scrubbing this one forward. Campbelltown over the ball there, just trying to get it out. He could be gone here. No, that's the ball out, and Western Suburbs come away with it. Wrapped up in the tackle there was Milligan Seville. Yannick, we'll call him Yannick. And one of the better performers for Western Suburbs this year. And the umpire's seen a free kick here. It'll go to Withers of Campbelltown. So an opportunity, 25 minutes played. Opportunity for another goal on the board. Dishes off short. This one's good. And on this occasion, Yakimov makes no mistake. Brings it in, and Ben Yakimov will have a shot on goal. Directly in front. Will kick from about 48. This will put the Blues in front going into quarter time. Yakimov kick looks a little astray off the boot, but it's just snuck in for a goal. So Yakimov puts another one on the board for the Blues, and they go out to a 6-point lead late in this first quarter. Not sure what the free kick was for. Obstruction in the ruck contest, and Withers did well just to dish off to a leading Yakimov, and Yakimov finished off in style. It was a little bit of work for the umpire to do, but it just snuck in on the left-hand side of the goals. 5-1, 31 plays 4-1, 25. Campbelltown in front late in this first quarter. 26 minutes played. There will be a bit of time on, as there always is here at Campbelltown. Sharon does take a little bit of time to travel the journey back from behind the goals. Uncontested contest here, and it lands in the arms of Linson. Just drives it forward. Fly there on the back of the pack was Sands. Only went up with one hand. And Western Suburbs did well, and it ends up back in the arms of Sand. This time throws it on the boot. Good work there by Parika, just putting on the afterburners to work back on this one. Has to turn, do the J-curve, and found Green. Was lively early, went a little bit quiet in the middle stages of this game. Sorry, this quarter. But I've liked this game so far, Paul Green. Not a lot on offer, has to look sideways. Now is a bit under pressure. Throws it on the boot, 1-on-3. Edwards is there, could have been holding. The umpire didn't see it. Edwards did very well to put the ball to his advantage and takes it over the line. The umpire's seen the free kick, it'll be in the back. And Edwards, what's on offer? Withers lurking. Now he goes. Edwards called to play on, he was too close to the mark. Now Mahina drives it long. Worked back there was Green. Also there in the 6 is Vella. Sherwood back to Vella, back to Green, back to Sherwood, underground. They're under pressure, could have been high, umpire's seen it, and it'll be Sherwood with the free kick. Sided youngsters on the horn here. Sherwood goes backwards, not a lot of advantage there. Now they drive it forward, top of the square. Who's in the square there? Lurking was Yakimov, came off hands, and Campbelltown get the rush behind. 5-2-32, the margin 7 points. Hudson now goes long, and the kick's offline. Able to bring it down. We're in the 15. We don't have a 15, at least we do. Ford, late number change. Gordon throws on the left boot. Withers could have brought that in. Comes off hands. Edwards at the fall of the ball. Throws on the left boot and splits the middle. Matty Edwards has got another one to his name. And Campbelltown go out to a 13-point lead. There's the big names linking up there. Withers and Edwards. The Blues fans will be happy to see that. Margin now out to 13 points in favour of the Campbelltown Blues. So a good turnaround in the second half of this quarter by the home side. Approaching the 30-minute mark. There can't be long to go now. Gordon back in the ruck for the Blues. Just needs to get a little bit closer to the ball as it comes out of its flight, but good work there by Lambert. But they're away, the Blues again, off the boot of Joinson. Drives them forward, working back as Sherwood, has to put on the afterburners. Can he get in front there of Roerig? Does so, has to turn around, now back on the left. Short little kick to Edwins. Perfect. Edwins wants to move it on quickly, does so now. Throws it on the boot. Withers in the goal square, strong! And it'll be Edwins and Withers again linking up. And don't waste your time, mark this one down. That should be a 50-metre penalty. Just kick it, Matty, just kick it. We know this one's going through for a major and just wants to make sure of it. And has to go and get his own football, Matty Withers, so no wonder he wanted to kick it short. So another one, and the margin now out to 19 points late in this first quarter. So a lot of red time goals to the home side. Could be a little signal of a little bit of fitness coming in late in the quarter. 7 goals 2 Campbelltown, 4 goals 1 Western Suburbs. And a good contest. And Campbelltown right on top at this stage of the game. Finger poised over the siren at the moment. So is there enough time for them to get another one on the board? Edo it was that drove it out of the middle. Ford now on the left boot. Good kick. Have to get it in quickly, the Blues. Coming back now is Vella. Goes inside, chopped off. Gets it back. Now throws it on the boot. Can Withers take it in? He has. And the mark will stand. Split second in it, but the mark will stand. And Matthew Withers will have a shot after the goal, after the siren, with a chance to extend it out to a 25-point lead. And they would desperately like to see this one go through the middle. Matty Withers, been an absolute servant of the game in Sydney for so long. Can he put this one through and really take their boys into the quarter-time huddle with a bit of momentum? Off the boot, it looks good, just fading and late. And just the minor score. So quarter-time here at Monarch Oval, and the margin is 20 points in favour of Campbelltown. They've really come home strong in that quarter to finish it off well. 7-3-45 Campbelltown Blues, 4-1-25 to Western Suburbs. We'll take a short break. We'll be back with all the action from the second quarter here at Monarch Oval. It's round 14 of the AFL Sydney. Just about set to get underway here in the second quarter. It's the Blues by 20 points. Good hustle at the end of that first quarter to really get themselves in front. Second quarter here, round 14 of the AFL Sydney. Blues by 20 points. Can Western Suburbs come back in this second quarter and reduce the margin? Straight away coming out of the middle, Jambarufo. Edwins now on the right boot. Drives them forward, lurking there. Withers picks it up, tries to get through. The tackle of Sands and can't do so. Umpire calls it for the ball up. And we'll have a contest inside 50. Pushing it back. Now Jambarufo back onto it. Got it in between his legs. That was interesting. And now they've got plenty of numbers around Campbelltown, so they're willing to pick up where they left off at the back of the pack. Edwins runs onto this. There's been a free kick called. Free kick's going to Yakimov. So the advantage could have been paid there. Edwards was running into an open goal, but in the end, Yakimov will have a kick from about 15 out. Slight angle. And he sprayed it to the right, so a let off there for Western Suburbs. 7-4 now, the Blues. Have a quick look at how they set up. Sort of playing a loose huddle, Western Suburbs. They break early and they've done well here now with Sands. Short kick now, they've got players, just falls over to the crucial stage. And Green swoops, tries to get through one, can't do so. Goes back now, Penny gets rid of his opponent, throws on the left boot, good smother. Now back in the arms of Green. They need to get this one clear, Western Suburbs holding the man there. The kick will go to Green, so it's against Hudson. And he breaks quickly, comes right. And good work, Parika. He runs on from 50, goes short, and on his knees. It's a good mark taken by Desmond, and Cam Desmond wearing the beautiful headband there. Obviously caught one early. And Desmond now with a shot on goal. A little bit further out than Yakimov was, but on about the same angle. No breeze to speak of here at Monarch Oval. It can be windy at times, but this afternoon, just a slight wind coming straight across the ground. So Desmond throws on the boot and the result's the same. Another behind, so some early let-offs for Western Suburbs as they set up again for this almost loose huddle. There's two huddles forming. Good work again. So Campbelltown will have to have a look at that. Maybe put some outriggers out, trying to stop the run. Yanni throws on the boot. Not a great kick. Hudson, good enough. In the back there. A few supporters upset at the treatment. Clout. David Clout back in the side this week. One of the 12 changes for the Magpies. Good mark taken. Umpire didn't pay it initially. And he's called a ball up. Now, I hate to say it, but that's sort of an admission of guilt. The ball comes away. Campbelltown with a big thump. Hudson works his way onto the ball. Gets it clear. They need to get another one here now. Western Suburbs to get out of the danger zone. They come through. Running onto it there was Lear. Trying to push it forward. He does so. Van Lunen just with the hurried kick. Throws it up in the air. Good work by Hudson to make sure his opponent didn't get it. Free kick will come to Edwards. And could have been a 50 as well. Umpire says no. Bring it back. And Edwards was pulled off the ball. They break now. Desmond on the lead. He decides to go short. Finds Linson. They reset. Desmond goes again. Option long is Withers. So goes to that. Doesn't make it. Edo does well to bring to the ground. Sands, good hands with the second option. Throws on the boot, but once again the turnover. Linson. He goes laterally. Got Green out there on the run. Can go. In fact, it's Van Lunen. And they now go short. And a kick. Good work. Yakimov. Right on the bell, Ben Yakimov will have a shot. Kick looks good. Umpire works his way across, so another behind. That's 3 behinds to start this quarter off for the Blues. Margin's 23 points. Could have been much more. They just kick a little bit straighter in front of goals. Once again, the huddle forms. On this occasion, Campbelltown have reacted. They've got a couple of outriggers. They won't get a free run at this, or they're now saying that. Comes clear to Linson. Now, just having to do so much work to try and get out of this defensive zone. The Western Suburbs Magpies. They go back across. This one lands in the arms there. Could have been holding the man again, and he is. Can't play on from there. Jambarufo, Alphonse. Goes short, good kick. Been able to find targets going forward. Now it's in the arms of Green. Just happy to stay in control of the football. Now they load up. What's on offer? Withers there at the front of the pack, at the back of the pack. Yakimov types it over. Down to Edo. Edo throws it on the right boot. What a great goal! Taron Edo out of mid-air. And they finally get one on the board. Unconventional, the Blues. But fantastic effort by Taron Edo. And the margin's out to 29 points. Fantastic effort there. There was a number of players at the back of the pack. Withers over his head. Edwins was there, and Edo just ran onto the loose ball. And out of the mid-air, slots it through for a major. Campbelltown right on top at the moment. Western Suburbs still a mathematical chance of making the final five. Interesting. At the moment, the top five made up of 5 teams on 40 points, and just separated only by percentage. So there's a mathematical chance for Western Suburbs, but they could almost write that off if they lose here today. And at the way it's going, Campbelltown are playing above themselves and look like snagging the points early in the game so far, but looking good. Desmond. Good kick. They're just looking good on the lead. Now Edwins throws on the left boot, around the corner. Another one on the board for the Blues. Just on top in every aspect at the moment are the Campbelltown Blues. The margin now out to 35 points. And the sort of goals that Matty Edwins is known for. And on this occasion, no problem whatsoever. What can Western Suburbs do? I mean, keeping score, but I reckon they've kicked 6 of the last goals at least, Campbelltown. They need one on the board, they need it quickly, Western Suburbs. Umpire will have this one back. 8.5 minutes played. Second quarter. 9 goals 6, plays 4 goals 1 in favour of the Blues. Throw up wasn't much better than the bounce. Western Suburbs now come away with it. The kick goes forward. Zoppo drives him inside 50. The kick's a good one. Finds Brendan Mumm. He goes short as well, and the mark's been dropped there by Polly. They go back. Another ordinary kick off the boot. It's nothing going right at the moment for the Magpies. Linson now goes short. His kick in between 2 Western Suburbs players, and it's Gordon for the Blues who gets them out of defence and puts them out into a bit of space. Sands running back onto it. Desmond and Sands, one wearing a traditional headband, the other one got it round the wrong way. And the umpire sent a free kick here. It'll go to Western Suburbs, and Sands wants to play on with it. Won't happen. It'll come back. Sands got the headband round from ear to ear. Desmond with chin to forehead. Lateral movement from the Western Suburbs Magpies through Lambert, now in the arms of Roerig. Wants to go a little chip kick over the top, finds Hudson. Now he's got some space to run, shows the ball, does well, now works himself back into the corridor, drives them long. What's on offer here? Good work there by Sherwood, and should have just gone back and had his kick, put himself under pressure by playing on. And now Campbelltown happy to go wide through Kershaw. Jambarufo, good second effort, has one. Got plenty of space here at Monarch Oval. Back of the pack is a good kick. Finds Linson. Linson now will give off. just left it too late. Finally got it there. Jambarufo eventually got it through, not the conventional way. They go sideways, Sana factor there, and it's taken by Linson. Linson's kick didn't look good off the boot, falls short. Coming back onto it there with a bit of space is Harper. Got 4 players in front of him, just throws it out in front. Now good work by Walford, turns around and finds a teammate. That'll be Ben Polly who will have a shot. They desperately need this, the Magpies. Kick from just inside 50. If anything, a little bit of right to left, but not a lot to speak of. Left foot. And he proves me wrong because it didn't come back at all. Didn't have the journey, and Parika mops up for the Blues. Now with Sherwood. I've liked his game so far. He's been everywhere on the ground, has Sherwood. Pushes it forward, looking for Van Loonen. Runs over, he's over the ball. Be careful here, the umpire will ping him if he doesn't get it clear. Keeps pushing it through, does well in the end to just knock it out to the advantage. And Sherwood again in there, picks the ball up. Now he's wrapped up in a tackle, umpire will ball this one up. Yet to score this quarter, Western Suburbs. Campbelltown have really opened the game up. Now it goes inside 54, the Magpies. Parika just couldn't bring it in. Now it's popped up in the arms there of Mum. Turns one way, goes the other way, throws on the boot, just needs to sit up. You've got 2 players running onto it. They've done well to keep this one in. Out of the air, Parika. Could have been a kick in the danger, but solid hit. Both players will feel that. O'Neill and Kershaw, they're both down. And there was a crack. And I hate to say it, but hopefully everything's okay. Western Suburbs now, Linson. Looks like O'Neill is up, Kershaw still down for the Blues. Upper body. And trainers with him still. Western Suburbs now, Sands has the short little kick. They're just looking for these short little kicks. They need to start getting long. And now Roerig does that. Centre half forward position, could have been holding the man there. And Sherwood gets away with one. And Green in there as well for the Blues. Lear. It's not Lear, it's Mum. And once again, Campbelltown get it out of danger. Sits up nicely for Edwards, who goes back to Green. In fact, it's Van Loonen. I'll get those two mixed up all day. Pearson, Wests takes the mark. Goes wide. And good mark taken by Matthew Lemmy. Puts himself under a bit of pressure. I don't know where he was going running that way. Now with a short little kick, and it's a good one. Found Zoppo, too far out to score. Kick out in front there. Oh, it's a good one. And Brenton Mum will have a shot on goal, and he's got an opportunity to get something on the board. 14.5-minute mark of the second quarter. With the Western Suburbs yet to score, this one so important. Kick is an ordinary one off the boot, too low, doesn't make the distance. Gordon runs away with it from Campbelltown, so just nothing going right at the moment for the Magpies. Parika, he has a chance to run and will. Good work there from Mum, just trying to put some pressure on. Forces the kick, forces the turnover, good work. Romanis, he's wrapped up. Now on the boot from Lear, high to centre half forward. Bounces perfectly there for Joinson, and he hands off. And Campbelltown once again out of trouble. In front of Desmond. Does the big show. Almost ran too far going backwards. That would be a sin. And good work by Jamba Farufo. And the mark, well, unconventional again. A little time between first touch and second touch for David Linson, but a mark all the same. Come down the line, this one. Sherwood does very well to get to it and then works his way back on it. Goes inside, hands off the green. Fantastic work, Sherwood. They go inside, Campbelltown again, ball sits up. Having to work there was Campbelltown Lambert. And his kick out of defence is another turnover. Johnson wrapped up. Good tackle by David Clout. And the umpire will ball this one up. 16 minutes played in the second quarter. It's Campbelltown, the home side, by 35 points. More telling, Western Suburbs yet to score in the second quarter. In fact, didn't do a lot of attacking play the second half of the first quarter. So a long time between drinks for the Magpies. Campbelltown on the attack again. Comes out Sherwood. Oh, nearly taken there by Linson. And in the end, it's in the arms of Matty Withers, who will have a shot on goal for Campbelltown. Certainly a kickable goal for Matthew Withers. Off the boot, just goes right and out of bounds on the full. Withers has kicked 23 goals before today's game. Another 2 makes it 25 for the season. The leading goal kicker in the competition at the moment, Rory Miller, for the Western Suburbs Magpies, not playing today and under a cloud for the rest of the season. He's kicked 48, including a 12-goal haul through the season, so a day out for Miller that day. Edwin's sitting in 5th spot on the goal-kicking ladder. This one's just dreadful. Short and out of bounds on the full. Just can't happen. And, well, if you're talking coach killers, a fair nomination. They go inside now. 3 players surround Yakimov, none close enough to affect a spoil. And really at the moment, Western Suburbs under all sorts of pressure. Yakimov. Kick looks better, and it's through the middle, so Yakimov's got another one on the board. That's his second, and Campbelltown's 10th goal for the afternoon. And Western Suburbs, well, they need to find something, and they need to find it soon, or this game is going to slip away. 41 points the margin already late in the second term. Really started to dominate halfway through that first quarter. Plenty of run and attack on the football from the Campbelltown Blues. They lead by 41 points. They've had an up and down season, Campbelltown. Round 4 was their first win when they took on the Eagles. And really they've only recorded the 5 wins for the season out of finals contentions, but really showing something here today. Kick for Richardson for the Magpies goes inside 50. Target was Hudson. He was worked under the ball well, and in the end they come away with it off the boot of Clout, throws it on the boot, offline. Their first score of the quarter is a minor one at the 20-minute mark of the quarter, so not able to score in regulation time, Western Suburbs. Just not looking good for them for the afternoon. For the coach, Kevin Eno, half-time can't come quick enough. Reset, reload, see what they can come out with. Falling off there was the Western Suburbs player and just sits nicely for Johnson. Johnson now goes long. They're on the attack. Green. In fact, Van Lunen. There we go again. Another one. Got to look at the boots. Green with the bright green boots, as the name would suggest. Downfield, Western Suburbs. In the arms of Newbury. Just one-on-one contest. They've been very good defensively this afternoon, Campbelltown. On this occasion, able to get away with it is Harper. Playing the wings, not the way to play Campbelltown Oval. Need to get back into the centre. Nice kick forward from Hudson. Wants to pick it up, does so. Could have been high. The umpire says no. Could have been in the back. The umpire says yes. And Hudson will have a shot. Probably too far out to score. Good defensive work by the Blues, cutting off every opportunity. Just not got anything to go to. Top of the square is going to have to be the option. In fact, he goes short and finds one. The kick was good. And it lands in the arms of Elliot Harper. And he will have a shot on goal. Kick from about 35. He's already kicked one this afternoon. It's for his second. Got the journey and the accuracy, and they get one on the board late. The Magpies off the boot of Harper. Long time between goals for Magpies. And 22 and a half minutes played. Margin is 34 points. (10-6-66) plays 5-2-32. Favourite of the home side, the Campbelltown Blues. This one will come back. Just not enough height in the bounce. And it's Western Suburbs who get this one clear. Good work by Perica. It just jumps over. In fact, it's not Perica there. It is Mahina over his head. Lemmy goes back. Finds Newbury. And a nice kick inside finds Hudson. Now, opportunity to have a go this time. Hudson doesn't want to have a look. Now he does. Usually want to do pass the ball off, did Stephen Hudson, but this is very kickable. Kicks from inside 50. And plenty of players in the square if it does fall short. Looks like it's got the journey. And in fact, it doesn't have the journey, but a good mark taken on the line. And a good result in the end for Western Suburbs. As the mark's taken right on the line by Josh Zoppo. Goes back, slots it, so 2 late ones. Western Suburbs keeping them in this game. The margin back to 28 points. And the kick from Zoppo. His first for the afternoon. (10-6-66). Couple of late ones to Western Suburbs. They're now 6-2-38. The margin reduced to 28 points. Approaching the 25-minute mark of this second quarter. Bit of bounce by the umpires in the middle. And they're away again, Western Suburbs. Just took a little too long there, did Richardson. And there is Leah. Good work. Just throws on the boot, gets them going forward. Now on the arms of the goal kicker in Zoppo. Tries to put it in the air. Top of the square. Can it land? Falls to the back of the pack. Running on there is the Western Suburbs player in Mum. Has to handball away. Could have been a free kick in the back end. Is. So they'll have another shot on goal here, Wests. It's been a late rally. Good work by Walford to just get his body over the ball and rode the bump in the back. Tough kick though. Kyle Walford. works this well around. He does well there to open up the goals a bit, but comes off the right-hand side of the boot, right across the face of goals, out of bounds on the full. So not a great result for Walford, but it could force a turnover here. Hudson now lurking, gets rid of one opponent, hands off, doesn't get to his target. Worked there by Sherwood, and now in the arms of Matthew Edwins. Back to Sherwood. The raking left boot. Edo does well, works his body to the advantage of the fall of the football. Now top of the arc. Probably wasn't the right kick in that situation. Whitfield, in fact it's Sands. And the turnover comes again. Yakimov for the Blues. Drives them inside 50. Looking for a teammate there who's wrapped up. Can't quite see who that is. Edo will have to work to get to this fall. Edwin's in the area as well. Good work there by Roerig. Just a big show. Got rid of his opponents. Opened up a little bit of space. Probably can get this back. In fact, they go sideways. And the kick is a dreadful one. Over the back. Sands trying to mop up. In there as well for West is Romanis. But the ball falls in the arms of Edwins. Big raking handball. Finds Linson. Linson tries to do the underground. Fortunately, there was 3 or 4 players in front of him. Wasn't the option there. Western Suburbs now with the ball, trying to get out of the danger zone. 27.5 minutes played. I'd love to get one on the board again. Hudson back, looking a little slow at the moment. Certainly feeling the effects of Monarch Oval, as so many do. And they've done well here, pushed it forward in the arms of Harper. Harper drives them forward again. Oh, good punch from behind. Plenty of Blues dumpers around this one. Overrunning it there was Mahina. Back on it was Morey. They go sideways, but a little bit more pressure being applied by the Magpies at the moment. And here they go again. Driving it inside 50. A late goal would be right what the doctor ordered. Comes over the back of the pack. Van Lunen back to Parika. Throws it on the right boot. Plenty of space here. Sherwood done a ton of running so far. The bounce has killed him. Gavin Hudson every opportunity. Gets it off now. Gives it to Linson. Linson's kick's a good one. And he's found Mum right on the siren. So a kick after the siren for Brenton Mum to reduce the margin down to 22 points. And at least give him some hope going into half time. At one stage there, they looked like they were right on the pump. The margin was out to close to 40 points. They've rallied late. And it's 28 points the margin now. And Mum can reduce that even further. Second kick after the siren for this game in 2 quarters. The kick's off the boot, just comes left. So same result, a late point. Margin's 27 points at halftime here at Monarch Oval. It was all Campbelltown at the start of that quarter, but a late rally from the Western Suburbs boys has seen them reduce the margin to 27 points. It's 10-6-66 to Campbelltown, 6-3-39 Western Suburbs. We'll take a short break and we'll bring you all the action from the second half here at Monarch Oval when we return. So we're back for the second half here at Monarch Oval, and we're joined up here in the commentary position by Western Suburbs coach Kevin Eno. And Kevin, you wouldn't be overly happy with the performance so far from the boys?
No, our work rate's been pretty ordinary, and our smarts haven't been to the forefront either. So we've just had a bit of a heart-to-heart in the rooms at half time, and we're going to focus on being a bit more accountable to our opposition and going in and winning the footy, and then try and actually hold on to it for maybe more than 2 possessions at a time would be a good starting point. That's
certainly been the issue so far in the game. There's some turnovers at crucial stages, especially across that half-forward line.
Yeah, we've got quite a few blokes out today, which doesn't help. But it's really no excuse for the fact that our guys just don't seem switched on or physical enough at the contest. And look, you can only go up from there. Somehow or other, we're only 4 goals down, which I think's a bit kind to us.
Yeah, it was certainly late in that second quarter, they really rallied and got a couple of late goals on the board. They'd be happy signs.
Yeah, well, we sort of prided ourselves all year. I don't know if that's a word, but we've prided ourselves all year on our fitness and being able to run out the last 5 or 6 minutes of each quarter. So our hope at the moment is if we could just sort of chip away a couple of goals this quarter and have a run at them in the last quarter, see if we can run over the top of them. But we'll need to compete much harder than we did in that first half.
The old faithfuls causing a few problems. Withers, Edwins, those sorts of guys around the ground.
Yeah, well they've got 3 Yakimovs giving us a bit of problem up forward as well. We've changed that match up a couple of times. They've got a few guys that run to very dangerous spots and get themselves in space. So I think that's been more the issue than our back line. I think it's been more the fact there hasn't been enough pressure on their blokes carrying the ball through the middle of the ground.
And you'd be happy. Hudson out there, he's sort of working hard as he always does. Those sorts of guys really trying to rally the troops.
Yeah, Hudson's been good. I thought when Clout came on, he gave us probably just gave us a bit of solidarity. Marcus Linson's been probably our hardest working player for the game. It's probably been more our top 4 or 5 have performed pretty well. It's probably our second tier that's letting us down at the moment that they need to step up a little bit.
So going into this second half, what's the plan to try and get ahead? I mean, the margin 27 points. It was out to over 40 points at one stage, so it's certainly reachable to get back into this game.
Yeah, look, it's the old how do you eat an elephant? We just got to try to compete for a quarter and see if we can get a couple of goals off that lead and have a run at them in the last quarter. But we'll need to work a lot harder than we have.
And just about to get underway this second half, and I suppose early goals will be the key, Kev, to try and get some scores on the board, put a little bit of scoreboard pressure back on the Blues.
Yeah, we probably need to get this first one, but we're second to the footy again, which is been pretty unusual. It's a fairly ordinary decision, I think. We're second to the footy's been pretty much our problem, and you see it there straight away. Matt Lemmy's a bit sore at the moment, which is why we're throwing him forward, but just our decision making with the footy, it looks like we've got 15, 20-year-olds out there, which is what we've got. But they're trying to put experienced head on young shoulders isn't easy.
Appreciate you coming up here, Kevin. If you need to go at any stage, please feel free. Obviously, still in an active coaching role while sitting up here.
Yeah, that's okay. Look, I'm up all right for a couple of minutes. I'll enjoy the view from up here. This is a better spot to watch it than where I'm watching it from.
And we mentioned it through the call as well, and you've sort of suggested it. You've had 12 changes going into today's game, and you've also sustained an injury today as well. Is that the case? Yeah,
Justin O'Neill's done his AC. He's finished for the day. We've got a few injuries and we've got a few guys away, but we've been working pretty hard on getting more depth in our club, and I think we've got 30 guys capable of playing first grade footy. But whether they can play at that level consistently is the problem at the moment. So just getting them to play the way we've been, the brand of footy we've been asking them to play, which is to be competitive and to run and spread and be accountable and all the basic boxes that you're supposed to tick. We've probably just been a little bit down in all those areas today so far.
I just need to stop you there. That is my pet hate in football, the old move it on, play it on call from the umpire. Blows his whistle, says move it on, and then pays the 50-metre penalty against the man on the mark. I either just keep quiet or find another term to say. Move it on sounds too much like play it on, and in the end it's ended up a goal for Campbelltown. So just a bugbear that I've been going on all year. There's got to be another term they can use, Kev, other than move it on.
But even then, the 50-metre penalty results in the easier kick for goal, but there was a lack of a contest out there, and the ball coming inside 50 was really the issue. I mean, we can labour on the 50-metre penalty, but it's the uncompetitiveness on that ball coming in that's really the issue for us at the moment.
You might mention your depth, 30-odd players capable of playing first grade, and certainly it's been a much stronger effort in 2013 than previous years. So you must be pretty happy. Now, I suppose it's too early at the moment. The finals are still on the line for you guys, but looking forward to seasons ahead, you must be pretty happy with where the Magpies are at the moment. Yeah,
look, I think I mentioned earlier that we played Pennant Hills a few weeks ago, and they had 15 players with over 100 games experience, and we had 15 under 21s in our team. So, if we can finish the season with somewhere between 10 and 12 wins, coming off I think 3 or 4 wins last year, that'd be positive steps. Plus we're getting some games into a few of these younger blokes. So long term things are heading in the right direction. It's a bit hard to see the forest for the trees when we're playing fairly poorly today, but yeah, look, we're certainly heading in the right direction, and we've really gone with the youth policy and trying to promote kids that are playing good footy in the 18s. We've got 2 under 18s out here today, and a number of 19 and 20-year-olds. So they're positive signs, mate.
You got blokes like Jack Cod Miller as well, who's not playing today, but certainly future-wise, I mean, he may have bigger and better things on his horizon, but his scholarship down there to Hawthorn, but but some great kids and young kids coming through, which with all due respect, it's probably not been the way Western Suburbs have been for a number of years.
No, my first stint at Western Suburbs, it was pretty much about trying to recruit players and get players from outside. We ran a juniors clinic the other night. I had 14 first graders turn up to take the clinic, and 12 of them were West juniors.
Yeah.
So yeah, that sort of stuff's good. We still struggle a bit for feeder clubs. I think we've only really got one feeder club at the moment, which is ourselves, but I think it's something they're going to look at over the next year or two. But as long as we keep promoting the kids that are putting the work in, at least that keeps them motivated to do the work. So
some good work there from Walford. Turning around, just couldn't finish off.
Yeah, Cole's been dangerous up there. He just hasn't done much with the footy today, but he's been getting the ball all right. And
he's been presenting quite well when the ball's been going forward.
Yep.
And giving that. And Zoppo as well, been good up forward as well.
Yeah, Zoppo gives you a contest. He hurt his arm in the rep game about 6 weeks ago and hasn't really hasn't come back to where he was before that rep game. But I mean, everyone thinks he's been around for ages. He's actually 20 years old. So I guess some of those younger guys, they do take a bit longer to get over the mental side of an injury. So yeah, he's all right. He competes. We've got him as sort of using him as a second ruckman while our 2 ruckmen are out as well. So. Young Elliot Harper's just got the footy there. He's
I ask you about him. He's kicked two goals this afternoon.
Yeah,
already.
And he's a real competitor. He come from the South Coast, hadn't played for a couple of years. He was a champion athlete, was going to go to the Nationals for javelin and shot put and a few things like that. And had a shoulder operation. And when he got to Sydney, he decided he might have a crack at playing footy again just to make some friends, and he's been a really handy addition for us.
Yeah, he's been fantastic up there. As I said, kicked 2 goals this afternoon already. So
he's a competitor.
Moment, just a little bit of a stalemate in the game, which is, I suppose, from where you were coming from in that second quarter, Kev, is probably where you want to be at the moment. Get a hold of the game again, and then maybe try and make a break on it.
Yeah, look, if we can just compete, look, that's got to be the minimal standard you've got, is that you compete and you go to footy and you don't give silly free kicks away.
Silly free kicks for back chat. Oh,
dear me.
It's hard sitting next to the coach of the team when 50-metre penalties have been giving away and back chat penalties, and
that's okay.
You get the sense of the coach killer.
It might be a good thing for me that I'm sitting up here where I can't actually say what I totally think, and not down on the sideline sort of screaming at blokes. But
talking to your president, Nick Miller, saying they've signed an agreement as well during the week. Or during the year with the club and the way you set up out there with the Canterbury Hillston Park.
Yeah, that's really good stuff long term. When I originally was at West, there was you really managed to get players and do your recruiting through the grants from the licensed club. The licensed club has been going okay, but there's not enough there to keep supplying those grants. So Canterbury Hillston Park RSL amalgamating or taking over West's Aussie Rules Club it's got a couple of positive things. One, it'll get some more members into the place and turn over the money through the pokies and the bars and all the places where you make your money. It also includes a 10-year sponsorship, I think, of the last I heard of the actual footy club, which means we're sort of going to be set up financially to pay our way and be able to compete for long term, which is obviously excellent. So one of the reasons I think I came back here was to just to make sure that got managed correctly and that we were using the money in the areas we want to use it. At this point, it's been pretty much about trying to get good coaching staff around, get some good medical staff, and we're working, I guess, on the on all those areas. And we're heading in the right direction. It's certainly been a good starting point for us anyway.
Yeah, I mean, you envy of many of the clubs in the Sydney AFL competition having that fantastic facility out there with Pickett Oval and the Leagues Club there. The Aussie Rules Club. Just usually not so used to saying AFL clubs, you just say Leagues clubs because that's what exists. But the envy of having that facility out there and having that sort of income stream, to fall back on, and as you say, doing some good things with Canterbury Hurlston Park and beyond. So things are looking up for Western Suburbs, and as we said in the call, it's you're still a chance. Unfortunately, when you start relying on other results, it doesn't really always go your way, but still a chance of making the finals in 2013 and certainly beyond. That is going to be a something you'll be striving for as well.
Yeah, you've got to make your own luck a bit too, though. Like we're sitting back now waiting for other results, and we've got to win all our games, and look, that's where we're at. But you know, we understand that we're not in the top 4 or 5 teams based on, you know, a little bit on talent, a little bit on experience, but also just because we haven't taken all our opportunities this year. So you can't. That unfortunately isn't bad luck. That's just where we're at. If we're the 5th, 6th, 7th best team in the comp, and that's where we're probably going to finish. That's the way it goes. It gives us a springboard for the future, though.
It's probably a byproduct of the fact that, you know, we've got the top 5 at the moment, all on 40 points. It's so even at the top that you know, not everyone can sort of be right at the top there. And with these guys sort of belting each other up and in the top 5 position, someone's got to be falling out the back door, and it's this year. It's obviously at the moment you guys and Campbelltown who are just out as well. So
yeah, the top 5 teams are very even. Look, the ladder tells you that you've got 5 teams on 10 and 3. From what I've seen so far this year, I sort of, you know, we only got Bulldogs once and we got them on a wet night, so I don't think I've seen the best of them. So I'm certainly not bagging them at all. I haven't seen the best of what they can offer, but you know, St George have got the 3 power forwards in Ryan, Saddington, and Sane. They've got good systems. They move the ball well. I'm very impressed with them the couple of times we played them. I think just looking at a list alone, Pennant Hills have probably got the strongest all-round list in the top 5 teams. So if they can get that list fit and firing come finals, they're going to be hard to beat. North Shore have been decimated by injury the last 4 or 5 weeks, and have actually done pretty well to win the games they have with the cattle they've had out. So they're again another team that if they continue to get some players back, could build up coming in the finals. Manly have had a great start, and you know, it'll probably a little bit of a reality check the last 3 or 4 games playing up against the better sides, but by geez, they've been a surprise packet. But they've just worked so hard. They've got such a winning culture there. So all the top 5 teams have got, you know, some really positive things to offer the comp, and it's good that us and Campbelltown and a couple of teams are not far behind them as well, because you know, if we can get 7, 8, 9 competitive teams, then we have a decent competition.
It's certainly going to be a fantastic final series as we go forward. Look, hopefully you guys can feature in that. We hopefully get the result this afternoon as well. It's in the short term. But once again, Kev, thanks for coming up and having a chat to us up here on the AFL City Match of the Week. And mate, as I said, if you need to head off and
I will now
make a few changes, you've got another on the board. Matthew Lemmy kicked the goal for you. So let's hope that's the start of something new.
No worries, Albert. Good luck, mate.
Thanks, Kev.
Bye.
Campbelltown now moving inside, and once again we thank Kevino for joining us up here. Crucial stage of the game, although we would have had a lot to do at half time, and seems to be paying dividends. They're certainly a bit more competitive in this 3rd quarter as they go forward again. Pushing back is Lemmy, who kicked the goal there. Wants to get one. Hasn't got the tightest of turning circles, has Matthew Lemmy, but a good result for Western Suburbs. So now a boundary throw in deep in their forward line. Another one here will certainly be what they'd be looking for. Kicked one so far. The margin's still at that 27-point margin that was at half time. 12 minutes into the 3rd quarter, and comes out the back. Edo gets it out to Parika, so a little bit easy coming out of the back line for the Blues. Now finds Green. Green just treads a little bit of water, waits for the opportunities to present. They do so in the form of Sherwood, who I reckon has been probably best on ground for the Blues this afternoon. They go forward again. Edwards just rides the bump. Sands came late. Nothing much in it. Crowd calling for 50, but in the end they'll get the 50, but it'll be off the boot there of Jambarufo. He drives them long, back of the pack. Shannon Kershaw claims for a push in the back there, but umpire not having it. So Kershaw will have a shot on goal for the Blues. Yet to kick one this afternoon, Kershaw. That heavy bump early in the game. Bounce back. And it's a good kick off the boot, so Kershaw gets another on the board for the Blues. They go out to 12-6-78. Western Suburbs 7-3-45, margin 33 points. So good insight there from the coach of the Western Suburbs Magpies. They're doing a lot of work, especially in the juniors out there, and obviously doing a lot of stuff off the field as well to set their club up. And looking at the bigger picture, back in the middle, margin 33 points in favour of the home side, Campbelltown.
Injuries are in AFL.
Oh, wow.
And you know that, like, you had to go through and work it all out. Like, it's pretty much
And we're back in the middle. In the ruck now for the Blues is Somerville. Brings it down, wrapped up in the tackle there with Scott Lear. Have a secondary bounce.
All of us is pretty much like opinions that you have to base your thing on. And apparently it's just all because
Somerville will go up there against Lambert. They come away, Western Suburbs, off the boot there of Roerig. Roerig throws it forward, looking there for Harper. Turns around on it, does well to hold feet. Good defence there though. And the Blues get the ball clear. And there'll be a free kick here to Sherwood. And he goes straight away. Left the West players looking at him and kicks it up to Withers. Give off, but in the end turns around, looks up, and that could be a free kick against Green, not paid. Edwins now turns around onto the right boot, throws it forward. It'll be at the back of the pack. Kershaw off his hands, has a chance to go back. Now it's with Yakimov. Yakimov goes to the top of the square looking for either Withers or Sherwood. Misses both. Sherwood applies the tackle. Bounce kills the Western Suburbs players there, and umpire's seen a free kick. It will go to Wests. Holding the man the decision, and they break sideways. Not a great kick. Yakimov works back there, dispossesses Sands. Now Yakimov has time. Sands did well to comply the smother. They go backwards again. Just need to get out of the area, do the Magpies. And it's not a bad kick there, although the bounce doesn't favour the teammate. Desmond sees it over the line. And Zoppo, the man who was foiled by a nasty bounce. Those two will go at it again in the ruck. As you heard, Zoppo playing a sort of a forward ruckman. Zoppo at the back, uses the body well. Wrapped up in the tackle by Desmond, and we'll have another bounce. 16.5 minutes played. Margin 33 points, Campbelltown. It was really set up in that second quarter. And although Western Suburbs has been a little bit more competitive this quarter, it's Campbelltown that have increased the margin by 6 points. Comes back down now in the arms of Mum. Goes backwards to go forwards. The kick over the top, not hitting the target, but they've done well just to keep it in front. And Newbury it was that drives them forward down the corridor. Could have been a push in the back. Umpire didn't see it. It was there for everyone else to see. And they got away with one there, Campbelltown. Now it's in the hands of Linson. Linson now goes forward, finds Kershaw. Kershaw now with a little kick back to looking to Linson. Or also there was Ford. In the end, it's Linson that picks it up, throws on the right boot. Across the face of goal, just hits the post. So 12-7-79, plays 7-3-45, the margin 34 points. Really struggling to get the ball out of their back half are Western Suburbs at the moment. This time Whitfield takes the mark, chips over. It's these short little kicks that are killing them. Richardson, they're good if they come off, but as soon as they turn over, once again they go short.
Look in the middle.
Give him someone.
The middle.
Free.
So slow. Oh.
Oh, shit.
The bloke in the middle was free for at least 10 seconds.
Not making good choices at all.
We're have to move that effects mic at three-quarter time. The ball comes back in. Third man up there was Clout for the Magpies. They move it forward, trying to get something going now. Boundary line's a bit close. Needed to just see that over the line rather than throwing it on the boot. Out of bounds on the full. Not a great choice by Walford. And Western Suburbs go inboard, looking for Green. Does well to keep it in front again. Handball off, didn't hit the target. And now Western Suburbs have got a little bit of run. What can they find? They've found Linson. Linson on the right boot. Has it got the accuracy? It hasn't. Marcus Linson puts it through for a minor score. 7-4 now. 46. They trail the Blues by 33 points. This is where Campbelltown have been very good this afternoon. Just going straight down the middle out of defence. Although on this occasion the turnover comes. Now what can Western Suburbs do? Could have been a high contact. The umpire saw it. It'll come back. And it'll be Scott Lear to take the kick. Plenty of numbers back for Campbelltown. Just need a forward target at the moment, the Magpies. 3 on 6 inside the forward 50, so tipping a short kick here is going to be the option. Now he loads up and goes long, and that's exactly what was going to happen. Campbelltown, good on defence, comes out, finds Johnson. Now back. Good work by Jambarufo just to give it hands over. Now they've got one too many, you believe. No, just nice to work it back off the boot of Linson. And now Parika, well, he can pick it up and run. Throws it on the boot. Once again, going back inside of the corridor. And here goes Green. Got a little bit of space to work. Can have a bounce. Decides not to. Throws on the boot. Looking for Kershaw. Good spoil there from Newbury. And they're away, Western Suburbs. Once again, Green returning the kick back. And Edo throws it on the boot. Inside 50 again. Good mark taken by Yakimov. And it'll be another shot on goal for the Blues. So Ben Yakimov has 2 already this afternoon. This for his 3rd. Nice relaxed kick. A little bit too relaxed. Pushes it right. 12-8 now. Campbelltown, but margin 34 points. Well in control of this game at the 21-minute mark of the 3rd quarter.
Give him someone.
West again, just going short out of the defensive side. This time comes off in the arms of Clout. Now they go wide again and a turnover. Edwins makes them pay, goes long. Look at the back of the back. Kershaw just barrels in. Can't do that. And
come on, West.
Have another kick from defence, Western Suburbs. Comes wide. And another kick, just a short one, off target, goes out of bounds. You can feel the frustration. Just going wide.
I wonder if everyone wants to play in the second. I wonder if everyone wants to play in the second. That's what they were saying.
Plenty of numbers around this ball, and not a lot of room to move. Coming out. Almost a throw there from Somerville, but now Campbelltown go inside again. Green with a bit of pace. He's dispossessed. Good tackle applied. Now Western Suburbs need to get it out of the area. They do so. What have they got up the thing? That's a great kick. Finds Whitfield. Has to go, but run down from Parika. He's got some pace. And the umpire's seen a free kick. It's going to be a downfield from the handball for holding the man. Mark's back there, and in all essence, although he's going to take common sense approach. So the kick will be Whitfield. Plenty of time for the numbers to flood back. And they have Whitfield's kick, low kick inside 50, and it's a turnover. Edo in the right spot at the right time. Happy to go backwards. So just a few opportunities gone missing for the Western Suburbs boys this afternoon. They've really turned the ball over at crucial stages of the game where they just needed to take control and get it forward. Now it's in the arms of Somerville. Happy to go sideways. 2-on-1 contest. Western Suburbs should win this one out. Falls to the back. Running back on that, Mahina. And the kick goes back to Jambarufo. And a nice little step and weave. And they've had the ball in their back half here for a long time, Western Suburbs, but they've controlled it. Their skills have been pretty good this afternoon. Edo, that's the perfect thing. When you're behind, punch. Does so, brings it himself. Now with Leah. Stolen the ball away. Gives it to Lemmy. He's tackled there. Umpire's on the ball there. Didn't pick out then. Could be in the back. Umpire hasn't seen it. And we might have a ball up here, or he's going to ping him.
A couple of bad calls.
No.
He's seen it behind it, luckily. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known.
So, once again, Campbelltown in their defensive half under a little bit of pressure. Jambarufo. Come across now with Desmond. Desmond goes long down the sideline. Now with Parika. He decides to go. Whitfield on his hammer. He got him down there, but Parika just jinked at the right moment. Was able to get rid of the tackler. And the kick left a bit to be desired. Now in there is Green. He can pick it up. Does so well. Just tries to get it wide. Edwin's running onto it. In pursuit there is Wilmot. Gets it back inside. Green just couldn't get the ball in front. And they've done well here, Western Suburbs. And they've got numbers down the sideline. They go down, finds Lear. Lear turns and goes. Goes inside 50. They need to take a mark here. Over the back is Linson. Also there is Walford for the Magpies. He goes inside, gives it to Harper. Harper's dispossessed. And once again, Campbelltown doing the hard work in the back half. And Edo, nice one too. And relieves the pressure again. Now, Jordan Edo gets it up the fire. Now it's Sherwood takes a good mark. And at three-quarter time, it's been a fantastic effort by the Campbelltown Blues so far. They have increased the margin by 5 points in the third quarter. Western Suburbs were much more competitive in that quarter, but in the end, we're not able to peg back into the lead. It's 34 points the margin at three-quarter time. 12-8-80 Campbelltown. Western Suburbs 7-4-46. We'll take a short break and we'll bring you all the action from the last quarter right after this break. So all set here at Monarch Oval for the final quarter. The margin's 34 points in favour of Campbelltown. And what can Western Suburbs do to maybe pull off an upset here? Well, it wouldn't have been upset, but the way Campbelltowns have played today, they've certainly been the better side out here at Monarch Oval. Get set. Underway. We'll have a secondary bounce. As we said, the margin 34 points, not insurmountable by any stroke of the imagination, but the way the game's been going, Campbelltown have been well on top. Western Suburbs get this one out of the centre, trying to push forward. Edo's been very handy today. I know there's certainly been some eyes on Taron Edo. That could have been a throw. Umpire didn't see it. Parika dispossessed. So some good tackling by Linson. Now Hudson throws it on the right boot, wanting to get the ball forward. Good mark taken there, just outside 50. And quick goals are the answer at the moment. Goes sideways, finds Clout. His kick, smothered off the boot, offline. And good work there in the end. Try and get the ball up. But tackled with the ball was Harper. And we'll have a ball up. Long way away here at Campbelltown on the far side of the ground. Ruckwork there by Zoppo, gets it back into the corridor, but getting back on it was Jambarufo. Edo has done that so well today, just working his way in that back 50, handing off the handball, just giving his teammates a little bit of space to work in. And now they're away. Gordon goes to Parika. Parika back to Green. Green with a couple of options, one of which is just have a bounce and slow the game down. That kick's not a good one. Was looking for Desmond, and in the end it's Sands that takes the mark. They go inside. Mum with the ball. It's a better kick given the space, although it's a 1-on-2 contest. And as I just mentioned, Taranetto has been fantastic back there. Parika with a nice little tand over. Finds Johnson, was very handy early, got plenty of it, and gets it back on this occasion. So a couple of stats to his name in the play. Edwins just overruns it. Newbury with a handball over. Finds Polly. Another short kick almost being played in slow motion at the moment. Rowerig for the Magpies. He goes inside. Finds Mum. Mum down the line. Good work there from Linson. Just worked his player out underneath the ball and turns and goes. So good work being done around the ground by the Western Suburbs Magpies, but it's just turning over, especially in this forward 50. Working hard there was Walford. Got it on the boot. Quick kick out of the contest from Zoppo is offline. And the minor score, 7-5-47 now. The Magpies, they trail Campbelltown 12-8-80. One-on-one contests. Someone mixed their mark, so Green been very good this afternoon as well for the Blues. They've had a number of contributors around the ground. Sherwood still would be in the top position on my rankings. Van Lunen just tries to top it over the top. In pursuit there. Oh, and a high con there from Lemmy. He had him wrapped up and just brought the right hand arm over the top of his shoulder, and Van Lunen now goes. And the kick is a good one. Found Yakimov. Yakimov has a lot of shot at goal, just offline. And the minor score 12-9-81. The Blues, Western Suburbs 7-5-47. Brenton Mum with the kick out. Not a lot on offer, so goes short that first kick out of defence. Found Hudson. So good result. And once again, they go wide. Just these kicks not hitting targets is what really has been the problem for Western Suburbs this afternoon. They've worked this well. They've gone forward and they've found a target in Harper. Harper now goes out into space. Plenty of room to move. Oh, and the bounce, not a great one for McGrath. He eventually gets it back, throws it at the top of the square, and it's gone through for a minor score. Comes out quickly, and it's a good one. And in stark contrast to what happens at the other end of the ground, two kicks and they're almost on the wing position, Campbelltown. And good old 1-2-1-2 by the Blues, and a nice little tap on. Van Lunen now has some space to run, has one bounce, now throws it on the boot. Who's there for the Blues? It's Matty Edwards. Kershaw took the hit for him, but Edwards comes away with the mark and will have a shot on goal. And he's had a good day out today, Edwards. He's kicked 3 so far. So that's might have been another one that I missed. Leans back, no problem whatsoever, and Edwards has got another one on the board. And this one's almost over. So the margin out to 39 points. We've played 6.5 minutes of this final quarter. Campbelltown really in control of this game. Clearance, could be a push in the back, umpire hasn't said it. And now they've got a little bit of room to move. Linson tries to drive it forward. Good work there by Zoppo just to work his player under the ball. Butters up, should get it back. Thrown on the boot there. Trying to go forward, trying to find a way through the Magpies, but it's been a very good, solid defensive effort by the Campbelltown Blues this afternoon. And Van Lunen, the second one doesn't come back the way he would have liked. Drives on the boot, finds Desmond. Desmond gives it back to Green. Green is tackled high. Umpire's seen it. And in fact, he hasn't seen it. He's caught holding the ball. Well, that one's up around his chin. Green's batting about above his average there. Wants to go on with it. Sands having nothing of it. But in the end, the umpires really missed the high contact. And Western Suburbs go forward. Good punch there. Gemmarufo, and gets it back in the end. So good work defensively from the Blues, and now also out of defence. Western Suburbs will turn it over. Good show there from Mum. Throws it twice. Now goes forward. Looking there, it was thrown on the boot by Walford offline. Get a sense that there's the real sting's gone out of this game now. Sort of going through the motions, some of the players out there. Linson borrowing the beers. In fact, we won't be borrowing the beers tonight in the Linson household. They go forward again now in the arms of Ford. Ford looking for Edwards, so strong, so pure with his hands. Turns and goes, has one bounce, has two bounces, can go into an open goal inside 50 now, throws it on the right boot. Has it got the journey? It has, just offline. And the minor score 13-10-88, play 7-7-49. Again, Western Suburbs go short. Sands, getting the boos from the crowd. Richardson, they've done this well now with Marcus Linson. Goes to a contest, trying to push it back is Pearson, but there's no one there for him. And Campbelltown get the ball on the turnover now with Johnson. Good kick from Johnson, finds Edo. Has a little run, now gets over to Sherwood. He can kick a goal, it'll be a good end to a great game from Sherwood. Goes inside, gives it back to Edo, that's high contact. Umpire's not looking. And now they get it back again in the path of Withers, but Sands is dispossessed. Umpire's right there and has called holding the ball, so a little bit of retribution. In fact, they've called advantage, and the goal's gone through. Not sure who kicked that one, but Campbelltown have got another one on the board. So 11-minute mark of the final quarter. Campbelltown really starting to pile it on now. 14-10-94. Western Suburbs 7-7-49. This will really, well, it almost cements what the top five will be in 2013, with Western Suburbs potentially out of the picture now with this loss. And with 3 or 4 games to go, interesting to see what happens going forward with the final 5 cemented so early in the season. Polly for Western Suburbs going wide again. And they go back into Hudson. Hudson's kick smothered off the boot. And just not good enough there from the veteran. And, well, speaking of veterans, another one here in Kershaw. Takes the mark for the Blues. Kershaw has a chance to add another to his name. Just misses. Just the minor score. 14-11 now for the home side. Ball comes out again. In the arms, in the path there of Lear, but turned over again. Desmond goes inside. Jambarufo back to Desmond. This time to Edo. Just throws it indiscriminately on the boot and not through for a minor score. Western Suburbs now, once again, just going wide with the first kick. Lambert with the ball. Wants to go short again. Does so. Finds Wilmot. And another short kick to Richardson. Richardson's found a player out and he's open as well. And they've held possession well now, Western Suburbs. This is where they've been falling down. Just at that half-forward line. And Hudson's dispossessed. The ball lands back in his arms. It should be a ball up. But it's taken away by Whitfield. Throws it into the arms. Unfortunately, he's gone to Penny. Penny goes well backwards to a 1-on-2 contest. Not a great kick. Lands in the arms there of Romanis. And he's kicked the goal. So Vasily Romanis has kicked the goal for Western Suburbs. Really off a bad decision by Penny to just kick backwards. And the margin's 41 points in favour of the Blues. Approaching the 15-minute mark, final quarter. This game done and dusted on the back of a very good second quarter from Campbelltown. Western Suburbs a little bit more competitive in the third, but unable to make an impact on the scoreboard. And in this last quarter, really just playing out the rest of the game. Yeah, umpire's seen this holding the ball. The kick will go to Mum. I think all the players had given up there and resolved to the fact that it was going to be a ball up. Umpire had different ideas. Sands. You sort of think if he didn't have the headband on, I'm not sure they'd be able to recognise him, but it's not a bad game from Sands this afternoon. He's been pretty good in the defence there. And now good work from Polly. Goes outside, finds Hudson. Hudson wants to go back inside. Again to Polly. He's under pressure from Edo. Good tackle. Low. Held the ball. Umpire repaid it. And they're going to take it away from him. Wanted to have a kick, but there's plenty of players out there. I'm not sure that was advantage. In fact, I'm sure it wasn't. And they go forward again, Campbelltown. Good work Lear in the back with the kick just over the head of Roerig, and Green swoops, throws on the boot and kicks the goal. Been very handy for the Blues this afternoon as Paul Green, and a goal is just rewards for his efforts, and the margin 47 points. 15-12, 102. They've cracked the ton, the Blues. Western Suburbs 8-7-55. This will be 3 in a row for the home side, Campbelltown. Had a shock win over North Shore a couple of weeks ago. 2-point win at Gore Hill Oval. And they did away with the Eagles quite comfortably last weekend here on their home turf. In fact, it wasn't last weekend, it was a couple of weeks ago, with the wet weather weekend being last week. Approaching the 18-minute mark of the final term. Good mark taken by Lynn Roerig. There's a good punch from behind. Pearson wanted the free kick, and Linson done well to just get around an opponent. Turnover comes. Handball was hot from Newbury, but he was able to get it back. And that's a big hit. That'll be a corky for Cam Desmond, no doubt, right in the thigh. And Sherwood has been fantastic. Jambarufo goes forward, finds Edo, Jordan Edo. Wants to go inside, does so now and finds Parika. And Amua Parika will have a shot on goal. Been very good in defence today, has Parika, supplying that kick out of the back 50. And now he finds himself with a shot on goal. Approaching the 20-minute mark of this final term. Parika does the inside reverse torp, and it's offline. 15-13. This time they go long out of defence, Western Suburbs, and straight away pays results. Wilmot with the mark on the 50 arc. Again they go short. Finds Marcus Linson and create the overlap. McGrath. Newbury. Oh, good grab there in the back of the pack. Taken by Harper. He's kicked a couple for Western Suburbs today. Comes up with cramp, so has to go. And a kick just over the head of his teammate. And Jambarufo back on it. The umpire will have a close look at that. Says it's okay. Another kick smothered off the boot. Now Johnson throws on the boot. In the end, it's going to work out for them. Going back on it is Ford. Does well to keep it in front of him. He's up against 4, and he comes away with it. Gives it to Mahina, and he throws it forward to Edwins. Edwins too far out to have a ping, but he's put it in front of Yakimov. Yakimov works his way back inside. Look to dish off. Goes one way, goes the other. Now he's wrapped up. Has to give it back. The umpire said took too long. Fair enough. He sort of stood up in the tackle as it was being applied and weighed up his options rather than getting rid of the ball quickly. Lemmy goes short. Lear. He's found a player on his own out here in Romanis, and he's done very well again. And we'll get the free kick for holding the man, so good result for Romanis. Not a lot forward for him to have a look at. We'll have to go wide again. Does so. Finds Roerig. Roerig inside 50, and the mark will be taken. Pearson will be kicking from outside 50. Bit of a test for him. Worked his way left. Made the angle a little bit harder. Linson almost brought down the mark. Out of bounds, will have a boundary throw in. 22.5 minutes played, final quarter. Campbelltown will come away with this one. It's been a very good concerted effort over 4 quarters by the home side. And they'll be happy with their performance. Been some great contributors around the ground. None less than Sherwood, I think, has been probably their best, but Edwin's contributing 4 at least on the scoreboard. Might have missed one there, so here's Sherwood. Dishes off again, then lays the block. Parika over the ball. Sherwood, another stat. Just picks it up, goes and gets it, and then dishes off. And he's been doing that all day. Jambarufo called to play on. Goes to Parika. Their skills have been really good today, Campbelltown. They've hit targets and they've held marks. And it's been in stark contrast to Western Suburbs, who probably come second in that area of the game. They run on now. Penny picks it, goes one way, rides the bump there. It was Vella. They go forward again. Kershaw dispossessed forward, goes back to Kershaw. Has a chance to go one way, wants to work his way back onto the right boot. And smart kick goes back to Somerville. And Brenton Somerville will have a shot on goal. Somerville, big kick. Umpire likes it. It's gone straight through the middle. Another major one for Somerville. And the margin out to 54 points.
Go, Bryce!
Back in the centre, 25-minute mark of the final quarter. Shadows are growing longer by the second. And Campbelltown will be celebrating this win this evening here at Monarch Oval. McGrath with the ball for the Magpies. His kick just didn't have enough air underneath it, and quite easily coming away with it are the Blues. Penny is the target. Does enough to just work his way around, just a big roundabout, and is able to get a little bit of space. The kick left a bit to be desired. Now in the arms of the Blues in Vella. Vella went forward to Edwins. Edwins works his way around, wants to go short. Oh, in the end, he was looking for Linson. Had 2 grabs at it, couldn't bring it in, and it trickles over for a minor score. Long kick. They've done that a couple of times in the last 10 minutes, and it's come off and played dividends for them. And you've got to ask the question, why was that not an option earlier in the game? Mum kicked it up and created something from Walford. Now they go forward and the mark will be taken by Zoppo. At this stage of the game, just go back, set yourself and kick the goal. Zoppo, nice looking kick but fading to the right late, and a minor score for Western Suburbs. 9 goals to margin. 16-8 plays 8. Sorry, 16-14 plays 8-8. 27 minutes of the final quarter. Karika, as casual as you like, just hands it out to Taran Edo. His handball didn't quite hit the target in Morey. Bit of a TJ Hooker roll in the end, and tries to get it forward to Edo again. He's wrapped up by Linson. And we'll have a boundary throw in. Hudson off the back of the ruck contest. Green did very well just to work himself in front of the contest. He was giving away about a foot in the contest, and in the end it came to ground, so a win there for Green. And just trying to get it over, and could be it in the back there for Hudson. Doesn't matter, he hands it off, and the goal will be kicked by Richardson. Not a lot of celebrations around that one. Of course, the game well beyond the Magpies. Really just going through the motions here at Monarch Oval. It was the second quarter by the home side. In fact, the final stages of the first quarter where they started to get a run on, and then they just took that into the second quarter. And a little bit going on here now as well, which is pretty much useless, and now it's starting to spark. Probably a good result in the end that the siren has sounded, but could be something more from this. We'll keep the cameras on it. Best to just walk away and let it be what it is. Need some cool heads in there, just settle it down, move everybody on, and Campbelltown will celebrate the win here at Monarch Oval. They set it up early in the game and they've run out 48-point winners in the end. 16-14, 110 Campbelltown. Western Suburbs 9-8, 62. Still a little bit going on, the umpire having a couple of words to a few players, but won't affect the result. Been a good effort by the home side here on their home deck, and congratulations to them. For Western Suburbs, disappointing result in that they really needed to string together their last 4 games to have any chance of taking part in the finals, and this result probably will put that idea to rest. So we'll wrap up here at Monarch Oval. The margin in the end was 48 points. Campbelltown 16-14, 110. Western Suburbs 9-8, 62. And that's it from Monarch Oval here for the AFL Sydney match of the week.